you're doing well and you've had an opportunity to set yourself up in a nice cozy space. I am in my yoga room today, and as you can see, I've got my lights on, I've got some music playing, I just lit my incense, so I am feeling really excited and ready to lead you through your practice today. So if you didn't see the previous note, we're going to do some shoulder and neck work today. So I'd like us to be near a wall. So I'll just give you an opportunity to set yourself up near your wall. Okay, I see some hearts, see folks logging in. Awesome. So hello for new and old friends. My name is Candace, coming to you from my yoga room, teaching from Mind Your Body Oasis. And as I stated before, we will be working on neck and shoulders today. So I hope you're ready. I'm really excited. So before we begin, just find yourself in whatever most comfortable position that is for you. If it's lying down, we're just going to take a few moments to ground ourselves and prepare for our practice. So I'm going to stay here seated on my knees. This feels really good on my ankles right now. So you choose what position works for you. And whatever position that is, I want you to find that any part of your body that is touching the earth, just allow it to become really heavy. And notice that you're feeling very strongly supported by the earth and all of its beautiful elements. I want you to allow your breath to soften. And maybe just allow your mind to just clear and only focus on what's happening here on your mat. Maybe you begin to notice your breath. Notice it soften. Maybe you start to take some very long, slow, deep inhales. And then even try to exhale even slower. So maybe you pick a number, 3, 4, or 5, and you breathe into that number. And then maybe exhale a second longer. If you'd like to practice breath retention, go ahead and breathe in. Hold your breath at the top for a second. And then softly let it go. And then pause. Let's take a few deep breaths just like that. Breathe in. Hold the breath. Softly exhale. Then pause. One more. Breathe in. Hold the breath. Slowly exhale. Then pause. Nice. Now start to breathe in and out of your nose. Begin to activate your yogi breath, your Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi simply means breath of victory. Create that gentle constriction in the back of your throat. It's a slow, audible whisper inside of your mouth. It may sound like you're snoring, but you're not. Allow this breath to help you relax into your posture, continuing to just soften and be heavy wherever you are. If you're seated, really allow the shoulders to just soften away from the ears. And just pause. Slowly bring if you're lying down, maybe you bring one hand to your heart, opposite hand to your belly. Even if you're sitting, let's do that. Bring one hand to your heart, opposite hand to your belly. Feel the chest and belly rising and falling as you're breathing in and out. Feel that strong heartbeat on the opposite side of your palm. Let's take a brief moment here to set the intention for the practice. What is it that brought you to your yoga mat today? What is it that you'd like to focus on in your yoga journey? Our studio focus of the month is around this practice called Ishvara Pranidhana. This is simply a practice of less action, of just seeing and being without necessarily trying to change anything. This practice asks you to connect within, to find and trust and believe that everything that you're doing right now supports your life choices, and it is exactly as it's supposed to be. If all of that doesn't make any sense to you, that's fine. That certainly resonates with me right now. And if you'd like to set your intention on something else, feel free to do so. But whatever that intention is, I want you to take a big breath in to breathe that intention into your heart. And then softly exhale to seal it in. Beautiful. If you're lying down, I want you to slowly find yourself in a seated position, and we're going to make our way close to the wall. I want you to begin to press your back up against the wall. So I'm going to sit here cross-legged, and I'm really rooting my sit bones down into the earth. I'm lifting the chest, and I'm just going to press the backs of the shoulders into the wall. The back of my head is also pressing up against the wall. Nice. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, slowly start to drop your right ear towards the right shoulder. Begin to feel this stretch on the left side of your neck. If you'd like to activate your core, maybe you draw your belly to your spine. I'm pressing my low back up against the wall, really trying to keep this very active, but you do what feels good for your body today. If you'd like to start to inch your left fingertips away from you, maybe to deepen this stretch on the left side, just hold and breathe here. Nice. So right now your chin is probably facing towards your left shoulder. I want you to slowly start to drop your chin towards the chest, and you're gazing down towards your right knee. Just notice that simple shift in what it's doing here for the left side of your neck. Now you can stay here, or maybe just slowly do some gentle rotations, just lifting the chin, dropping the ear over towards the shoulder. Maybe the chin faces back towards the left shoulder, and then rotating it back down to gaze, so that your gaze is down towards your right knee. Or if you found a spot that really needs a gentle release, you just hold in that spot and allow the breath to just soften in. So I'm just creating a nice gentle flow, just turning my chin up and down. Beautiful. Using the breath, taking your time here. Nice. Wherever you are, take a few more full rounds of breath, creating your own gentle flow. And then let's bring all movement to a close, and then simply lift the head and just pause. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, sigh out all of your air. Nice. One more. Breathe in. And exhale. Beautiful. Let's go to the opposite side. So take a big breath in. As you exhale, begin to slowly drop your left ear to the left shoulder. Taking your time, you know what advancements we took on the opposite side, but let's move slowly here. Maybe you begin to inch your right fingertips away from you to just reach them away to deepen the stretch. Maybe you begin to feel this on the tops of your shoulder. Nice. And then when you're ready, start to rotate that chin. Take your gaze down towards your left knee and pause. Maybe hold here for a few breaths before you begin to create your gentle flow. Gently lifting the chin, bringing the ear back towards the shoulder, and then rotating that chin Taking gaze down towards the left knee. Or again, if you found that juicy spot that just needs this, just hold there for as long as it feels good for you. Nice. Continue to take those nice slow deep breaths in. And even slower breaths out. Nice. Take 2 more full rounds of breath wherever you are. And then when you're ready, gently lift your head, sit up tall, and pause. Big breath in. Open your mouth. Nice. One more. Breathe in. And out. Beautiful. Now from here, you're sitting up tall. Your shoulders are still, the backs of your shoulders are still pressed up against the wall. I want you to just drop your chin to your chest. Feel this stretch on the back side of the neck. Let the crown of your head really hang heavy here. Nice. Now if this is enough for you, stay exactly where you are. Otherwise, maybe just begin to slowly draw your chin from left to right. Moving as slow as it feels good for your body. Continuing to allow the forehead to drop towards the knees. You just keep rocking that head side to side. Slow breaths in and slower breaths out. Beautiful. Let's slowly begin to bring that rocking to a close, and we'll just pause and leave this chin to the chest. And then when you're ready, simply lift the chin. Chin's parallel to the earth. And pause. Big breath in. Slower breath out. Open your mouth. Nice. One more. Breathe in. And slow breath out. Beautiful. Now from here, I just want you to scoot about maybe 3 or 4 inches away from the wall. Now if you need to, since our backs aren't pressing up against the wall, if you need to take any props to place under your knees or even extend your legs out to the front, just make yourself comfortable because we're going to be sitting here for a while. So I want you to really root those sit bones down into the earth. I like to rock forward or side to side and remove that bottom flesh. So I want you to sit up tall, and when you're ready, inhale, reach those fingertips out to the side, then up towards the sky. Now from here, reach those fingertips out to the side, and we're just going to twist to the left and just begin to place your left palm on the earth. So we'll just have a nice gentle twist here. Nice. And then we're going to rotate to center. Fingertips come up towards the sky. And then we're going to release them out to the side again. And now we're going to twist to the right. So begin to use your breath. Now we're placing right palm on the wall. Nice. Coming back to center, fingertips reach high. We're going to do this one more time. Out to the side like a letter T, rotating to the left. Press your left palm into the wall. Come through to center, fingertips reach high. And releasing out to the side, twist to the right. Right palm to the wall. And then come back to center, fingertips reach high. And then slowly bring hands to heart center. Pause. Breathe in. And open your mouth. Beautiful. One more. Breathe in. And out. Okay, come back to your Ujjayi breath. Now let's reach those fingertips out and up. Now from here, your palms should be facing the front. Now I want you to slowly begin to, and I'm going to bring my shoulders are really tight. So I'm going to bring my arms out to the side a little bit. And then I'm just going to reach my palm, the back of my hands, back towards the wall. So you're going to notice if you need to scoot a little bit closer to the wall. So you're going to, if your shoulders are really tight, you might need to get a little bit closer, but I want you to slowly just use your breath and just tap the back of your hand to the wall. Maybe inhale to reach forward. Exhale to tap. Oh wow, it feels so good. Inhale to reach. Exhale to tap. We're going to do this one more time. Inhale to reach. Exhale to tap. Nice. And then just release those hands down to the earth. Relax the shoulders. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth. Let it go. One more. Breathe in. Open your mouth. Nice. Let's do this one more time. Let's see if we notice any opening in our shoulders yet. Inhale, reach arms out to the side. And then pause. And I like to rotate my shoulder blades down. Take a big breath in. Exhale, tap when you're ready. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Nice. Two more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Are you noticing the opening in the shoulders happening already? I am. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Nice. This is the last one. Slowly release the palms down to the earth. And pause. Big breath in. Open your mouth. Nice. One more big breath in. And relax. Nice. So, sitting back up tall, I want you to slowly begin to reach and extend your right arm up towards the sky. And then you're going to hinge forward at your hips and start to reach this right hand over towards the left corner of your mat. Nice. And then let your head hang heavy. You can place your left palm on the mat. So you should really feel this all across the right side body. You want to come into a deeper side body stretch. You can inch these right fingertips all the way a little bit further over to the left. But I really want you to root your right hip down into the mat. Nice. Ground that right hip into the earth. And just really feel this extension happening across the back of your right shoulder. And breathe. Take one more inhale. And a nice slow exhale. Now let's slowly release. Begin to sit up tall. Reach this right arm up towards the sky. And you can release it down to the earth or maybe do another shoulder tap. Nice. And then slowly release that palm down if you did the shoulder tap. Take a breath. And let it go. One more, breathe in. And let it go. Nice. Let's move on to the left side. So inhale, reach this left arm up. You're going to hinge forward at the hips. Begin to reach the left fingertips over towards the right side of the mat. Root the left hip down. Let the palm come down to the earth. Settle in. Feel the stretch all along this left side body. You're taking it deeper. Begin to inch further over to the right side of your mat. Nice. And you can let the crown of your head hang heavy. Chest melting over the right thigh. Beautiful. Send that breath to that space along the left side body that's tight. I'm feeling this in my low back, back to my shoulders. Keep pressing that left hip down. Nice. One more inhale. A nice slow exhale. Now let's slowly release. You're going to reach those fingertips up. And if you want to do the shoulder tap, go ahead and tap the back of your left hand to the wall. And then slowly release. Big breath in. Open your mouth to let it go. Breathe in. And let it go. Beautiful. Now from here, we're going to make our way to tabletop all fours. So if you are cross-legged, you can roll over your knees. You can also just uncross those legs and find your way into tabletop all fours in whatever way feels good for you. Now once you get in tabletop all fours, really spread those finger pads wide. You can tuck your toes or place the tops of your toes on the earth, whatever feels good. If you're feeling wobbly today, then maybe tuck the toes to help you stabilize. I want you to draw your navel to spine. Now you might think we're going to go up and down through our cat's cow breath, but we're just going to work on our shoulders. So I'm getting close to the camera so you can really notice what's happening in my shoulders. So I don't want you to do anything with your low back. I really want you to just focus on your shoulders. So my palms are really spread wide. I'm pressing my thumb joints down into the earth. Now I'm just going to let my upper body, I'm going to like drop down into the shoulders, and then I'm going to press up. So it's just a nice protraction and retraction of the shoulders. So I want you to really use your breath here, going up and down, moving as slow as it feels good to you. Try to really just focus on pressing in the shoulders and not so much of lifting the whole body and rounding like cat-cow. So keep dropping up and down, doing your shoulder protractions and retractions. And if you find a spot that really feels good and juicy, like this feels really good for me, I'm going to just hold there for an extra breath. So just do this a few times, moving as slow as it feels good for you. And we'll bring this movement to a close after 2 full rounds of breath. Nice. And then let's take a moment here, pause. Soft elbows here. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, let out the air. Let's come back to our Ujjayi breath. And now let's drop up and down into our cat's cow breath. So on your inhale, now let those sit bones rise. Shine your chest forward, lift your chin. Then push into the earth, tuck your chin to chest. Look back towards your belly and round the spine like an angry cat. Nice. Inhale, belly drop, shine the chest forward, lift the chin, tailbone lifts. Exhale, round the spine. Now keep dropping up and down through your cat's cow breath. Maybe close your eyes and become authentic in your movement. See what's happening in your body. See what's calling out to your body. If you'd like to incorporate any other movements here, go ahead and do so. You can hinge your hips back towards your heels like you're coming into a child's pose. You can even do big hip circles in one direction. Also go in the opposite direction. So we're going to be here for 5 more full rounds of breath. So just do what feels good for you. You know how your body is feeling today. Take those movements. Continue to breathe. Nice. You should have about 2 more full rounds of breath to take here. And after your last round of breath, just pause. Come back to your tabletop all fours. Draw your belly to your spine. And just breathe. Nice. Now from here, go ahead and just sit back on your heels. Sit up tall. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, just flush it out, let it go. One more, breathe in, and let it go. Nice. So come back to a seated position. If this does not feel good for you to sit on your knees, go ahead and sit back in a cross-legged position. We're going to get back into these shoulders. So find your position wherever you are. I want you to sweep your arms out to the side. And then let's bring our right arm underneath the left. We're coming into eagle arms. If your shoulders are tight, just cross your arms and grab your opposite shoulder here. But we're going to start with right under left. And keep your chest lifted here. And I want you to notice what happens in the backs of your shoulders as you're pressing your palms together, and they're towards the midline of your face here. Your palms are towards the middle. And I want you to just slowly breathe in and out, maybe lifting the elbows up, and then slowly lifting them down. So just notice what's happening in the shoulders. You're slowly lifting up, and then slowly drawing the elbows down. Nice. Take your time. Move as slow as it feels good for you. Again, if you find that spot that just needs a little bit of extra something, just hold it there. Nice. Let's take a few more rounds of breath here. Beautiful. Don't forget to breathe. You're creating your nice gentle flow here. You need to adjust your feet. Don't feel bad about doing so. I want you to be comfortable here. But just really allow these shoulders to open. Nice. Let's take one more full round of breath. And then we'll bring this movement to a close. Nice. And then just go ahead and drop your palms. Sit up tall wherever you are. Maybe start to inch your fingertips towards the back so that you have a little heart opener here. Big breath in. Open your mouth. Beautiful. One more, breathe in. And out. Nice. Let's do the opposite side. So when you're ready, arms come out to the side. We're going left underneath right. Bring those hands towards the center of your face. And then using your breath, notice the opening happening on the backs of the shoulders. Maybe breathing in to lift elbows up. Exhaling to slowly bring them down. Nice. Again, finding that sweet spot. Squeezing the backs of the shoulders. I'm a side sleeper, so this feels really good on the backs of my shoulders to just release that tension. Nice. Let's go 2 more full rounds of breath here and we'll bring this to a close. Last one. Then release those fingertips down to the earth. Let's walk them back for a nice gentle heart opener. Lift the chest, breathe in, and let it go. One more, breathe in, and let it go. Beautiful. Now from here, let's come into a child's pose. So knees are as wide as your mat, big toes touching. Start to inch those fingertips towards the top of your mat. If you need to place a blanket in between the backs of your legs, that might feel good. Then bring your forehead down to the earth and maybe rock that third eye chakra side to side. Rock that forehead side to side, giving that space a gentle massage for a few moments. And then bring that to a close. Find your stillness. If your elbows are resting down on the earth, I want you to lift your elbows, come into a really active child's pose, spread your finger pads wide, and lift the elbows. Notice the difference. Maybe drop your elbows for a moment, and then press into your finger pads and lift them, and notice the difference in the backs of your shoulders here. Maybe you feel this on the side of your arms. Nice. Hold and breathe here. Beautiful. You can even turn your gaze over to the left. So drop your right ear to the mat, gaze underneath your left arm. Elbows are still lifted. And just breathe. And when you're ready, let's gently turn your head to the opposite side and gaze underneath your right arm. Beautiful. then slowly bring your forehead back to center, and then drop your elbows, bend your arms, and I want you to interlace your fingertips behind the base of your neck. So you want to, maybe you do a webbing to webbing grip behind your neck, and then notice what's happening with your elbows. If your elbows are really wide away from your face, I want you to draw your elbows in. It's almost as if you're squeezing your ears with your arms. And then shoulders should really be nice and open here. So maybe you're able to inch your elbows towards the top of the mat. You can come into prayer hands here or keep that webbing to webbing grip. But just try to keep those elbows towards the center line of your mat, close to your head, and then inch towards the top of the mat. So you should really feel this nice release on the backs of, what's this, your triceps. Nice. And then when you're ready, release those fingertips towards the top of the mat. Take your time. And then you can pull yourself up into tabletop all fours, maybe rock side to side. You can drop up and down through rounds of cat's cow breath, whatever feels good for you here. Just release. And then just find your stillness in whatever movements you're taking. And take a big breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. One more, breathe in. Open your mouth, let it go. Nice. From wherever you are, I want you to slide forward onto your tummy. And we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So make sure that your elbows are directly below your shoulders. So I don't want your elbows facing forward. I want them directly below your shoulders. And spread your finger pads really wide. Press those palms into the mat. Maybe you point your toes back towards the back wall or the back of your mat. And I really want you to notice this opening happening here in the shoulders because you're really digging your elbows down. So really root these elbows down. Maybe you're able to press into your finger pads to just lift and broaden the chest. Nice. A few breaths here. Beautiful. Now we're going to just open this right hip a little bit. So I want you to just let your right knee come out to the side and make sure that knee is bent and stack your foot directly below your knee or knee above your foot. Maybe flex the toes. And then I want you to take your left hand and just reach it over towards your right side of your mat. Nice. And then you can reach your right arm out to the side. And just go ahead and come down onto your belly here. You're going to notice that your shoulder is just going to kind of roll to the front here. So maybe you just take a few times. You're just going to press forward and back, rotating that shoulder forward and back a few times. Nice. Let's do this one more full round of breath. And then I want you to slowly just lift your chest a little bit. And I'm going to walk my right hand a little bit closer to my body. And I want you to extend your left arm out towards the right side of your mat. You're going to notice that the back of your left shoulder is going to come down to the mat, and you can use your right arm to stabilize your body. And what you're basically going to do is just rotate side to side onto the back of this left shoulder. I want your palm facing up. You might need to adjust your arm in order to feel this. You're just rolling from side to side, on and off of this left shoulder. And then maybe you find yourself just rolling forward and finding that juicy spot and holding here. I'm able to tuck my chin on top of the left shoulder. Maybe bring your forehead down. So you're just releasing the outside of the shoulder here. Just breathe. Take one slow inhale and an even slower exhale. Nice. And then let's slowly deconstruct. So just lift your head. Maybe use your right hand to press yourself up. And then let's go ahead and extend both arms out to the side like a big letter T. And go ahead and release this right foot behind you. So you're just laying on your tummy, arm out to the side like a big letter T, forehead down to the earth. Now, I want you to start to turn your body, start to draw your left hand close to your chest. And you're going to press into this left hand to begin to roll over onto your right hip. And I want you to take your gaze down towards your toes. So now we're rolling over onto the right shoulder. For some of you, this is going to be just enough for you. Others, you might be able to bend your left foot and place it directly behind you. And your forehead, your right ear can come down to the earth. And I want you to just take your time moving into any further variations here. Maybe you just stay here pressing your left hand into the earth. Some of you might be able to reach your left fingertips towards the sky. Others might want to come into a half bind by hooking that left arm behind you. The back of your left hand is on the low back. Others might be able to reach that left hand all the way back and interlace with the right fingers. So just do what feels good for you here. Taking your time and taking those nice, slow, deep breaths in and even slower breaths out. We'll hold here for 2 full rounds of breath before we begin to deconstruct. And remember, when we begin to deconstruct, I want you to take your time. Move almost as slow as you did going into this posture. So whatever variations you took, let's just slowly deconstruct, step by step, taking your time to eventually find yourself back onto your tummy. And maybe you just reach those fingertips down towards your toes, and you can turn your head to whatever side feels good for you. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. Turn your head to the opposite side. And breathe in. And exhale. Nice. Slowly draw the palms back underneath the shoulders. And we're going to find ourselves back in Sphinx pose. So once again, dig those elbows down, lift the chest, pointing those toes. So send that energy from your fingertips all the way down to your toesies. Beautiful. Proud lifted chest. Breathe in. And out. Nice. Now we're going to turn to the left side. So go ahead and kick that left foot out. Knee and ankle are stacked. And from here, we're going to start to inch the right fingertips over towards the left side. We're going to do that same shoulder rotation of the left. So go ahead and place this left palm down. And maybe you just let the shoulder hunch forward and then rotate it back a few times. Nice. Definitely noticing a lot more mobility in the shoulders here from when we first started to today. And then let's slowly bring this to a close. Let's go ahead and lift yourself up just a little bit so that you can begin to inch your right arm over to the left side of your mat. Palm is facing up. And then find that position where you need to stabilize your left hand. And you're just going to slowly take those nice gentle shoulder rolls, rocking side to side. Much like our hips, you might notice that one shoulder is tighter than the other. So just take your time here. And then when you're ready, you're going to find that nice juicy sweet spot, rolling all the way down onto the shoulder, maybe finding that little nook to be able to rest your chin on the outside of the shoulder, trying to bring your forehead down to the earth. Your chest is essentially just laying on the inside of your right arm. Just move that anatomy if you need to. Right. Send the energy, send the breath to that space on the outside of the shoulder that might be talking to you. And then when you're ready, we're going to slowly deconstruct. So just press yourself up so that you can come back to that letter T. Release your left foot long behind you, or long to the back of your mat. So you're in a big letter T. And then we're going to rotate our bodies over onto the left shoulder. So let's take our time. Maybe you press your right hand into the earth. Start to rotate onto that left hip. Gaze down towards your toes. Settle in here and then slowly begin to take your variations when you're ready. Maybe kicking your right foot behind you. Maybe reaching these right fingertips up towards the sky. And then coming into a half bind. You can even interlace fingertips behind you if the shoulders allow. But really draw this right shoulder open. Nice. Wherever you are, let's slowly begin to deconstruct, releasing whatever variation you took. There's no rush here. Finding yourself back on your tummy, releasing those fingertips down towards your toes, turning your head to whatever side feels good for you. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. Breathe in. And let it go. Then turn your head to the opposite side and take 2 cleansing breaths. One more. Beautiful. Slowly go ahead and push yourself up. And let's get closer to the wall. Nice. So I want you to go ahead and you need to put something underneath your knees. Go ahead and do so. But I want you to stand up on your knees. And then just reach your arms shoulder width height. So notice that if you need to lean your body forward to touch the wall, I want you to just walk your knees a little bit closer. So you want your knees stacked directly over your hips. I don't want you to have to lean your body forward to touch the wall. And you want a nice soft bend in the elbows. So let's do those same shoulder protractions and retractions that we did earlier in the practice. So go ahead and press the shoulders away and then sink the shoulders down. Nice. So do a nice gentle press and then gentle release. Let's do 2 more times. Gentle press. Open up the backs of the shoulders. And then a nice release. 1 more here. Nice juicy press. And then release. Beautiful. So now I want you to start to walk the knees away from the wall until you get a nice juicy bend in your hips. So sink your hips back away from the wall, and I want you to just allow your head to come down in between your arms. So if it feels good, you can gently rock the hips side to side. You can let the head and neck just really hang heavy here. But just keep pressing these palms into the wall to release these shoulders. We're just going to stay here for 3 full rounds of breath. Last breath here. Nice. And then slowly release. Beautiful. So what would this class be if we didn't do a little bit of vinyasa? So nice, shoulders are nice and open. And I want you to go ahead and find yourself in a standing position. So I know that you can't see my upper body, but that's totally fine. Just follow along and listen and just drop into what's calling out to your body. We're just going to go through some very nice, slow, full rounds of Surya Namaskar A. Let's start with a cleansing breath from mountain pose. Maybe big toes touch, a little space in between the heels. Big breath in. Open your mouth. One more, breathe in. And let it go. Come back to your Ujjayi breath, and let's begin to flow. Bend your knees, sweep those fingertips out and up. Shoulders are open, so maybe you're able to bring your palms to touch, and then reach those fingertips behind you. You have a little lift in your chest. When you're ready, swan dive all the way down to the earth. Come into a nice halfway lift, flat back. Release to a forward fold. Bend your knees in this forward fold. Let your head and neck hang heavy. Rock forward and back into the balls of your feet, your heels. Let's rotate across the tops of the toes, creating half moon circles. Releasing the low back. Releasing the hamstrings. Find your stillness. Come to another halfway lift, flat back. Release to a forward fold. Step your right foot back, then your left. Let's immediately lower your knees. Notice that we are not in tabletop all fours. Your hips are sinking forward. Now bend at the elbows. Come all the way down to your tummy. Release the toes long behind you and lift up just a little bit. Squeeze your low back. Press the tops of your toes into the earth for baby cobra. Slowly tap your forehead down to the earth. Tuck your toes. Let's push up into a tabletop all fours. And if downward dog is not your jam, just stay here. Otherwise, float those hips high. Come into downward dog. It's our first downward dog of this practice, so let's walk out the dog. Bending one knee and the other, maybe rocking the hips side to side. Spread your finger pads really wide. So we've done a lot of shoulder work. So from here, I want you to let your body sink down into the shoulders, and then notice when you press into the palms, you can really press those shoulders away.
So we've done a lot of nice juicy work into the shoulders. Let your head hang heavy and you're gazing back towards your knees. Nice. Now slowly take your gaze towards your thumbs and start to walk your feet forward to your hands. Come to a nice halfway lift. Release to a fold. Bend your knees, sweep those fingertips out to the side, then up towards the sky. Then release to heart center. Nice slow breath in. Slower breath out. Let's do a cleansing breath. Breathe in. Open your mouth. Nice. Let's keep flowing. Root to rise, arms out and up. Shoulders are open. Do that back bend. Reach those fingertips behind you. Nice. Swan dive all the way down to the earth. Beautiful. Come to your halfway lift. Release your hands. This time step your left foot back. Then your right. Let's lower the knees. Bend the elbows. Come all the way down to the earth. Slide through. Shine your chest forward. Press your toes into the mat. Lift those fingertips off of the earth. Release that forehead. Tuck your toes. Push up into tabletop all fours. Stay here or float those hips high. Come back to downward dog. Really press those shoulders away. Pressing the chest back towards the tops of the thighs. You've got 2 full rounds of breath. You're strong, you got it. Bend your knees, take your gaze towards the thumbs. And walk to the top of the mat. Come to your halfway lift. Release to your fold. Reverse swan dive, rise, arms out and up. Nice little back bend here. I know you can't see my arms, but you guys have got it. Draw your hands through to heart center. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth. Nice. One more. Breathe in. And out. Connecting with your energy right now. Let's do one last Surya Namaskar. Let's root to rise. Bow or swan dive. Halfway lift. Release your palms. Step back into plank. Lower those knees. Bend at the elbows. Come all the way down. Lift up, baby cobra. Shine your chest forward. Slowly release the forehead. Find your way to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Open your mouth. From your downward dog, just go ahead and lower those knees. Come back to tabletop all fours. Stack wrist, elbows, and shoulders. Let's go through a few rounds of cat's cow breath. Inhale, belly drop. Chin lift, spread your sit bones. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Belly drop, spread the sit bones. Exhale, round. One more. Belly drop, spread the sit bones. And round. Nice. Find that neutral spine. And I want you to briefly just sit back on those heels. Drop the hips to the side. And swing those legs around. Flex your toes towards your nose. Root those sit bones into the earth. So remove that bottom flesh if you need to. And maybe you flex and point the toes. You can roll out the ankles a few times in both directions. Nice. Sit up tall. Make sure that you've got some room behind you. Tuck your chin to your chest and slowly roll all the way down to the mat. Let the backs of the shoulders press into the earth. Slowly bend your knees. Reach your fingertips down towards your heels. Maybe you're touching your heels. And then on your next breath in, let's just come into a bridge. Press those palms into the mat. Lift those hips. And then let's slowly lower down to the earth. Let's draw the knees to the chest. Nice gentle rock, side to side. Now if there's another posture that's calling out to you, I want you to go ahead and take it here. Knees are at the chest, so maybe you come into a brief twist. You can come into happy baby, grabbing onto your ankles, the inside or the outside of your feet. Knees are out towards your armpits. You're pressing that low back into the earth. Nice. So just take whatever last posture or two is calling out to your body. And then when you're ready, I want you to squeeze yourself in a nice gentle ball. So knees to the chest. Maybe lift the head and just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then I want you to release everything long. Release your body long. Heels are out. Heels are in, toes are out. Palms are facing up to receive this beautiful energy that we're sharing together. I want you to come into your final resting pose. Press your low back, the backs of your shoulders into the earth. You're strongly supported by our beautiful Mother Earth. Slowly bring gentle movements back into your body. Wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe gently rocking the head side to side. And then maybe bring your knees to your chest and roll over to one side. And come into a nice, gentle seated position. Remove the bottom flesh. Sit up tall. Gently close the eyes and let's bring the hands to heart center. Thumbs resting at the heart. What came up in this practice for you? Is it something that you expected? Maybe it was something unexpected. How did you handle that today? It's always such an honor to be a part of your yoga journey. Thank you for allowing me. Let's close with a few cleansing breaths. Breathe in. And open your mouth. Let it go. One more. Breathe in. And let it go. Take a gentle bow, bringing thumbs to your third eye chakra, the space in between your eyebrows. Bowing to yourselves, universe, this opportunity to share with each other. The divine light in me honors and acknowledges the divine light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Candace from Mind Your Body Oasis. So I thought about something to share with you guys. So during practice, I always have all of these essential oils. We sell these through our Mind Your Body Oasis website. So why don't you guys go check out our website and you're able to see what offerings we have for doTERRA essential oils. They smell amazing. And they're just such a nice complement to our practice. So when we are in studio, we often give you guys some nice droplets of spray,
during, beginning, at the end of class. So if you'd like to join us with that, just go check that out on our website. So see you guys soon. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.